Diesel 8 checking back in with you. It's game time. I actually waited a little bit later than I wanted to for real to get started on this, but had to get the baby situated. But what I'm gonna do now is get this snatched off. I got the tools laid out, got the heat on in the shop. We're gonna get the 4K set up, the queso up under there, try to get some footage with it and jump back and forth and see how I do on the record tip. I'm really not gonna start using them for the main recording until I get my external mics, so you can hear me like you're hearing me on the phone right now. But the heat is jumping. Let's get that on the car real quick, see what we got it up to in here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take a layer off. 80 degrees, or turn the heat off one. But we got the tools we need, got the pen and pad now. We're going to get a couple measurements with this so we know what we're working with before we go to the store, take a couple things with us, and get y'all tuned in when we get set up and get ready for the action. 8 checking in. We about to see how up live personal we can get. Pretty much all I'm gonna use right now is a 716. Pull this bad boy off and looking at it, this is not right. That's definitely not right. I mean, he snapped it before and stuck one on it, but I think the setup is a little bit different because he has, it's not the original transmission in here. So I wanna say they switched up the game on it. Universal joint might have different measurements on each side, but the guy at JEGS said bring the drive shaft in, and I'm gonna get a couple measurements on the yoke itself to take the refer to, because we're not going to be able to get the actual yoke off the tape to him. So that's what I got the measuring tool for. Set up down here and measure, and then hopefully the position that I got the car in, when I snatch this drive shaft out of that transmission, we don't lose too much fluid. If we do, we're gonna have to get him some fluid. This right here I like is the, it's a ratchet wrench with the open end where you can actually ratchet with it. In fact, we're going the wrong way. Let me show you how it works. That's actually spinning that out, believe it or not. Open end ratchet. Nothing like investing in some tools. Matter of fact, I could just pull this out, cheat the system a little bit, get this out of my way, and use the closed end. Staying tight for a little minute, that might be a good thing. I like to put Loctite on these bad boys, man. They become loose. I don't hear nothing shaking, rattling around in here, so I think for the most part is we're in, ought to be good. What? We got that out. Now let's get this drive shaft pulled out and get the universal joint out of there. Should be fairly simple. Get them pins pulled out. It's like little horseshoe clamps on there. Once we get out from under the car, I'm gonna get a little bit closer and show you what we got going on. 2 seconds. All right, we checking back in. Let's get the footage rolling. Seeing that we don't have too much room to work until I expand the shop, I'm gonna grab a couple tools and try and get the pins or the horseshoe clamps knocked off of here, and then slide this universal joint out of here and get up to the store, because the clock is ticking. It's definitely ticking. I should have took it to the vise, but it's so cold. I'm not. I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. Let's see. Pop this off. This right here is pretty much what's holding that in, but as you can see, it don't take much to knock them out. A lot of this stuff don't take a rocket scientist, but sometimes it does. But anything that you don't know, do like I do. Get on YouTube and search it. Somebody out there knows. Somebody's gonna have a video that came out, and now I wonder if we get lucky enough. I have an actual tool for this that could push these out. But let me go get the rubber mallet. I'm gonna turn y'all back on here in 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to tap it out for now. It might work. We back at it. We have the mallets. So now I'm gonna take these little caps off. And I'm gonna use that word I don't like to use. Hopefully we get lucky and they just come up out of there. We lost a couple bearings, but no need to panic. We put those back in there when the time comes. We got it out, so now I'm gonna take the drive shaft with us, take this up there and get it measured and try to make sure we get the right one. But I think the diameters are gonna be a little different on them, so we get these bearings back in place and tune your in when we get on the road. Gotta go get the babies together and get them dropped off, and we're gonna get back with you. Alrighty, we are back under the car. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take a couple measurements on this. I'm gonna measure from the tip of this to this side, the outside edge, and try to see if we can get the right universal joint for it. That ought to get him back on the road, but check y'all back in after we get these numbers crunched. All right, we checking back in. Now that we got that off, we're going to, this is my little drawing of a, guess what you'll call it, yoke. I'm gonna get under here and take these measurements and take the universal joint with us, the drive shaft with us, and this right here. Can't pronounce the name of what this tool is called, but it's gonna give us some in-depth measurements of what we got going on. I'm gonna write them down on the paperwork, and we're gonna see what JEGS can do for us. So stay tuned. I'll be back at you in 2 seconds. We out. Well, we got everything measured up. Let's see. We got going on here 3 inches and 5. Hey, so we're gonna take this up there with the universal joint along with the drive shaft, and we ought to be able to get something done. But my little drawing of the, pinion here, got some measurements that'll give them a good visual. Because sometimes the people at the store, they ask you a lot of questions that you can't answer right there at the moment. So you wanna try to have as much stuff with you as possible to save you a million trips back and forth to the store. So we get loaded up and get on that road, tuning you in. Life checking in, baby. We done made it to the spot where every dragster loved to go. Good old JEGS. Good old JEGS. Oh, you got a number? I wonder where the commercial joint is at. Get y'all tuned in when we get this help. MSD. We figure out what we got going on.
Where'd you get it?
I can't tell you, man.
We got some steering wheels. Yeah, I need to. Oh man, I just hate it when you come to a place and see all these goodies. This is like Twix, Snickers, Reese Cups, and Mike and Ike's and Slim, everything you could think of. That's what I see. Y'all might see parts, gas cans and stuff. I see candy. Guess you gotta dream big one day. One day we gonna get to the track. I ought to tell my buddy to come over here and we see who's quicker on that tree. So I told him I don't think he want to smoke. I don't think he want the smoke. Cause this is the famous Mac that you guys know him as. And he's been taking some L's for quite some time. He deserves a win. Man, look. What you want to make under your car just look cute. The place where people ain't even looking. Make everything to where you just see yourself in it, man. Yep, I'm gonna get on away from this and get back over to what the main business and purpose of us being here before I try to spend something that I do not have. I'm gonna get y'all tuned in when we get back to the car and hopefully he's pulling off. But I think we gotta go get gas, but we'll be checking back in soon.